And we are up. We are the Story Speakers Guild, bringing you role-play entertainment.
Hello, everyone.
Hello.
Good evening, all.
Hello, everyone.
Where we had last left off, the party had managed to infiltrate the town in their various ways, whether it be through sneaking in or using their bodies as the advantage.
You can't argue with results. You gotta give it to her.
That's right.
Hey, I didn't have to kill a bunch of people. Well, none of us had to kill a bunch of people, and we can now get through the town. I mean, and I got
we didn't
late.
have to shoot
So
our own party members.
You will heal the divide with love. Lots of love. Physical love.
only physical love.
Right.
And things ended with the party splitting once again after another argument about Corvus.
Sorry, fam.
And that is where we are at this point. So what is your next action, party?
To do whatever Talala tells me to do.
Damn straight.
Wait, do what? I couldn't barely hear.
You are very quiet.
You all good?
Is this better?
No.
You broke the internet, sire.
I guess.
Still figuring out technical difficulties.
Never.
He's just quiet because he has to be subservient.
That and my child took my headset that I normally use and I can't find it.
Children, they're like gremlins. I don't genuinely believe that. Don't hunt me.
Then the gremlins got him.
No!
Dun dun dun.
That'll be the next story arc. They disassembled Corvus. He's like Humpty Dumpty. The party will have to put him back together again.
Well, if they roll like they did last time, they'll figure it out.
You're assuming we want to put him back together again.
Hey, I might be your best shot at figuring out something.
You have to admit, despite his boundary issues, he has been helpful.
Damn right.
Yeah, his boundary issues and his, shooting party members issue.
I mean, I'd consider not shooting your party members a boundary. So
Hey, if we're gonna be really technical, I did also shoot myself.
Not on purpose.
Well, yes, on purpose, because part of me is inside her and every one of you.
Okay, that's just creepy.
I know.
That's a little disturbing.
We all have a little Corvus in us.
Yep. Where's a rock where I can perch my foot upon? All right. So, which of the groups are going first? Let's start there.
Let's start with you and me, Corvus.
All right. So as we're walking off and I'm like kind of trailing down. I've rolled.
Yes.
Are you okay?
I'm fine. She should just know better to trust me at this point.
Corvus is just kind of trailing behind you. Look, I'm genuinely, I'm genuinely sorry for everything that's happened. I can't even begin to express that. He's, I don't know what I should even do right now. I have the bots looking about for information. So, I mean, if you want, we could go prop up somewhere. And he's just kind of like looking about the floor. You could see on his face that he's just completely lost with like the outcome of the situation, and he's just trying to make sense of what to do with himself.
Either way, we'll have to reconvene with them. I don't think the two of us will be enough to just handle this situation.
I mean, from what I can tell, the people are safe right now, so it's not an immediate concern. But I can't fathom why they would do this to begin with.
Perhaps management, so to speak, changed, and whoever's in charge now
Not fair.
had just. Oh, I thought we were all grouped together. I'm sorry.
Nah, bro, it's okay.
Just
Continue.
start hearing Cappy in your head because you have schizophrenia now.
I mean, you know, that might be something to explore, but not yet. All right. I don't think we're going to be able to take out the army, or the militia, sorry. I don't think we're going to be able to take out the militia here, and even if we did, all it's going to do is invite further problems.
What if we cut off the head? Could you impersonate and try to get them out?
I have the OO's name, but it's not someone I have in my data banks right now. I don't have their information. I wouldn't be able to replicate them, so I wouldn't be able to play it off. I mean, and he's like...
But there has to be someone in direct command in this city, I would think.
Well, that's what I'm trying to figure out. I said that the bots should get back to me in 24 hours after they scattered out the area. So I guess we'll just have to play the waiting game for now and just gather information as we're waiting.
Very well.
I still can't. I still can't. Why did things have to get like this? And he's just trying to calm himself down right now. Where did you want to go for now?
Somewhere we can lay low. Probably one of the more out-of-the-way taverns.
I suppose I could do with a drink right now. I can't stress enough that I didn't intend for this to happen.
I understand that, Corvus.
This isn't what I fought for.
Most of the time, it never is in the end.
Corvus is just kind of, his gaze is just dragging about the ground as he's following behind you.
Alright. So we head to the tavern then.
Mm-hmm.
So, other party.
Yes.
What are you doing?
I
Whatever my
can't
lady
believe
tells me.
Everold had that little snippet. I'm sick of this.
Well, what can we? We need to go find him. Us being split up is not.
Not good? Yeah, I'd agree with that.
I mean, I already got us access to the town and everything. I don't see why we need any.
It's always better to stay as a full group rather than split up. That way we know where everyone is, if someone's in trouble. Harder to know if we're split up.
Blind man always in trouble.
Hey, there is that.
Do we have rope with blind men?
We used the rope for tying you up, remember?
Oh,
Does anybody else have anything? Or do we have anything in the truck maybe?
Have
I
anything to
wouldn't
do
know.
what?
To use to guide the blind man around.
I can try to activate my ability to see auras again. I wouldn't run into anybody, but it's bad to be able to see people to avoid running into them, but that would be about it. But it'd be better than nothing.
I thought your god like heals people or something.
He does, but let's just say I'm not in his best graces at the moment.
So you think it's gonna get better by ignoring him?
That's how you
Said I
handle
was
every problem.
ignoring.
Maybe we should find a temple in this town.
I'd be okay with that. Probably should do some praying anyway. I definitely want to pray for this town.
Maybe you can
mistress.
pray some fucking sense into Everold.
Has it ever occurred to you that he likes you a lot and it bothered him for you to do what you did? Or did that not occur to that little brain of yours?
I don't see what I did except demanded honesty. Isn't that
Yeah,
what your god preaches too?
I thought you meant he was angry because you had sex with I thought that's what you meant. Not that he was angry because she wasn't being honest. Yeah,
Did I take your hearing
was
too?
no. Like I said, I thought you couldn't figure out why he was angry at you because you had sex. I thought that's what you were what you were angry at him about, not that he wasn't honest.
No.
I do understand you being upset because he wasn't honest, but that wasn't what that you were talking about a second ago.
I'm sure he knows something more about Corvus that he isn't sharing with us. And it pisses me off when he doesn't tell me anything.
Yes, there was something there to indicate that he knew more, at least based on what I could hear anyway. Sight wise, yeah, I couldn't read anything in that respect.
Whatever. Do you want to go pray to your god or what?
Yes.
Let's go.
Perception to find a church, because there was not one here before.
Well, I had the little cross thing. So I had something set up, I thought.
That was at the mutant village, bro.
Well, I can't really look perception. I can't see shit.
I'll look around for your little cross thing you set up.
And that's why I was at the town. I actually set up that little small cross area to pray at. I hadn't gotten this far here yet. Wanted to, but we had to leave.
Oh, but wasn't there like a stripper that you
Yeah.
like converted?
Yeah, maybe she was able to set something up.
So, Talawa, after some searching and Mac pointing out various whorehouses to you,
So the level
Good at
that
finding those.
you eventually come upon a very small building in the poorer district of town. Let me move you to the map.
Poor district has a different map.
There are 3 maps to this town.
I did not know that. Holy shit.
It's a large map too.
Yeah, you gotta think about how big like a true city is.
Yeah, that's true. Be right back.
And more shock troops and such.
Of course.
Can you center me, please?
So, inside of this small rundown house, the stripper that Cappy saved has set up a small church.
he's been stricken mute because he's away from the table right now.
All right, let's take the priest to the stripper.
Who are we saying hello to?
You're
We just got to the building that has been converted into some sort of religious I don't know, institution or church or something.
Oh, well, I see that it's a religious institution, and humbly beg the mistress that I not go in there.
Unfortunately, I'm not sure that I can just leave you outside. Especially with those guys standing down there.
I promise I not killed them.
Yeah, sorry, we can't leave you outside. You need to come in with us.
Is it like physically painful or impossible for you, or you just don't?
I don't like it. I don't like it like Wilden's room.
Well, you're gonna have to get over it, bud.
Sire resigns himself to this course of action, but is tense as crap now.
How about this? I'll stand just inside the door, and you stand just outside it, holding it open, so that I can see you. I will be able to hear well if anything happens, and you do not have to physically enter the building.
Big toothy smile. Yes.
I mean it though. You stay right at that fucking door.
All right, I'm back. Probably gonna have to go shortly, but I want to come back to continue for a minute when I could.
Well,
Well-
Nicholas, we've reached. Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say, well, we found your stripper nun priestess, whatever the hell she is.
Yeah, he did set something up. So I take it they did set something up. Very nice.
Why don't you go inside and find out?
I will step inside with help and guidance from them to get me inside.
Yeah, I'll guide you up to the door.
Thank you.
And I'll hold the door.
I'll step inside.
It has been a long time, Father Nicholas.
It has indeed. My travels took me quite a few places.
It's not much, but we've set up a small place of worship here.
Yes, indeed. And I wish I could actually see the place, but my current situation is I cannot currently see. I hope to remedy it eventually, but for now, I am making do.
Oh, that is too bad, Father. Here, let me lead you to the cross so that you may pray.
Thank you. I extend my hand out.
Alright, so Sister Lisa will lead you up to the cross.
I'm going there. Once I get up there, I will carefully kneel down and I will start to pray. Probably play quietly to myself. It's not just a small building. I wouldn't want to disturb anybody.
Roll your presence. Actually, before you do, Father, would you like us to assist you in your prayer?
By all means.
Alright, she proceeds to take out a whip, and so do the two gentlemen in the corners.
What the fuck?
You don't know what's happening.
I'm being whipped, I guess.
They're driving the evil from you.
Penance.
That's exactly what I was expecting. So do I roll it now, or do you want me to hold on?
Well, they begin whipping you as you're praying. It gives you advantage 3.
That should be interesting.
Well, if I knew church was so interesting, I might have taken a closer look at it. Oh, damn.
Oh shit, there it is. I
Alright,
scrolled by scrolling.
so as you're praying and having the sin whipped out of you, your eyes begin to see again.
I blink a minute. I can see.
It is a miracle, Father Nicholas.
Indeed. I don't get up right away. I kind of sit there, kind of look at my hand, and wait. My vision's actually clear because I figured it'd probably blurry at first. So I give my vision a minute to focus, and then I'll eventually slowly rise to my feet.
Dude, you just got the shit whipped out of you.
That's why I said slowly.
I see, he's taking the stoic route.
I figured he's sore from being whipped, was standing fast. Probably wouldn't gonna do him any favors. So yeah. Anyway, I glance over at Sister Lisa. I thank you for your assistance. Wasn't what I was expecting, but it help nonetheless.
The teachings are very clear. Sometimes penance must be done physically.
Indeed.
Oh, you're going to that branch. Oh, no.
Well, they seem to, and he's not gonna argue with him right now. Doesn't feel as wise, so he's just gonna go with. Now that he can actually see, he's gonna look around at the room and what they have set up. Looking good so far. Now that I can see. I am pleased things progressed since I left. I wasn't not sure the bad thing would happen due to what I had learned before I left. I'm glad things have progressed, basically. You have done
Yes.
well.
Shortly after you left, some more priests came in and gave us some doctrine. Also, here, please take this. I was asked to give it to you.
I'll take it and look it over. I have a feeling I know who the ones that came in.
So, she gives you a rosary, and it has basically, for the little beads, all pictures of the Divinus Electi.
The other branch came in. That's what I figured.
You followed the Divinus Electi too. Remember, he's your pope.
Yeah. Yeah.
Sounds dirty.
They didn't like the name Everpope.
Everpope.
Which is what I originally was going to call him because he's been pope for like 100 years or something like that.
Yeah.
They believe it's some miracle that he's lived well beyond his natural lifespan.
He pickled himself with Everclear.
If I may, and out of curiosity, how have they treated people since they came in and helped finish establishing this small place?
They did not stay long, Father Nicholas. They said we
I
knew what to do once they gave us the documents.
I see. Good, good. I mean, no disrespect when I say that. It is just there are those who do not leave the church, and I fear they believe anything that is not them is bad, and I have learned that is not exactly the case, and I just do not want people to have such narrow vision of people, is all.
As he starts saying this, the two gentlemen in cloaks cover their ears. Father, you speak such blasphemy in the house of God. It is no wonder you were stricken blind.
The branch I follow, it is not blasphemy. They are two different branches with different beliefs. Well, I shouldn't say belief, different philosophies of how to follow the beliefs. Neither is blasphemous. We each have our opinions and we follow them. We did not hurt each other, so neither side.
What is that large red creature outside?
He is an ally. He is of no threat to you, I assure you.
Father, you consort with demons?
No, I do. They're pretty fun.
His name is Sir, and he does not consider himself a demon.
Sire.
So I take his word for it.
Yeah, you leave Sire alone.
I said sire.
He did not.
Sir.
Sir.
He got the sight back, but lost some brain function.
Yeah, I swear to God, I thought I said sire. Doggone it.
It's okay. I've done made the same mistake.
There goes the brain now that the eyesight's back.
It's a shock, man. Give him some time.
So they start like literally sprinkling holy water everywhere. Sire, things are getting really uncomfortable and burny.
I'm
Oh, shit.
outside holding the door.
Yeah, things are getting really uncomfortable and burny. They're spraying holy water
At me.
everywhere.
Yeah.
All right. I put a toe on the door, and I step behind the door so that it doesn't spray me.
Talawa, Sire begins closing that door.
No, I hold it open with a toe and step behind the door.
I need to be able to see you.
Toe. Big toe.
I would step up and gently put my hand on his shoulder as one of the guys sprinkling the holy water. Relax, my friend. There are no threats here.
Blasphemer.
I am no blasphemer. I assure you he is no threat. Regardless of what he looks like, he is no threat. You have my word.
I tried to look unimposing.
Roll
Yeah, good luck with that.
persuasion with disadvantage 5.
Eesh.
Oh, you racist bastards.
Here goes nothing.
You're like a giant red door knocker. I mean, what the fuck?
Please sire alone.
Leave Britney alone! Oh, no.
12. Honestly, I think I was even to get that high.
So, indeed, they are definitely not going for this, and they just all kinds of holy water towards Sire's toe. Until finally, he cannot stand it anymore. He has to get away from here.
So, I find a rock or something that I can wedge the door open so that she can still see me, and I back up down the side.
Nicholas, finish up what you're doing here. I'm going to go outside and wait with Sire.
Yes, I was gonna suggest that.
Maybe try to teach your people to be a little more open-minded. And she stalks out the door.
Yeah, that the faction there with. Yeah, I wish you luck with that.
You're technically a representative of the church, dude. You gotta keep that in mind.
Yeah, but the two factions don't see eye to eye, and yeah, they're on friendly terms, but probably not by much.
So, Sire steps up or backwards, realizes that he's drawing attention. Once again, tries to look subservient and defers to Talawa.
Lay on the ground.
I look over at Lisa. Forgive me, my lady. I think it best I go for the time being. If possible, I will stop by again.
I make sure my tied hands
Very
are
well
visible.
done, Father Nicholas. Hopefully you will learn much in that time.
Hopefully. I give her a nod, and yeah, it's about sad to regroup with you.
So indeed, troopers come walking up. There's some kind of disturbance going on over here.
No
Hey,
disturbance.
Yes, I don't have any issues here right now.
A disturbance.
There was some yelling, and there's a lot of people in that house for some reason.
Oh yeah, the prayers over there, they're like, they got a little loopy. They're like hitting themselves with whips and stuff, so they get a little loud. We were trying to step away from them and let them do whatever that was.
Roll your persuasion with advantage 5, Laura.
It's ugly.
Sounds like the Catholic Church trying to make a move. We cannot let them have this city. Move out, men!
I don't think they were trying to make a move, sirs. It sounded like they were just hoping for healing or something like that.
I'm afraid the doctrine is very clear on these matters when we are invading.
What, you do not allow places of healing? Is that against your doctrine, too?
And again.
So, Cappy, you just spoke up, huh?
Yeah. And I was going to cut shit, but I truly believe it was in character for him to say that.
Luckily, he doesn't notice your holy symbols and robes for some reason.
I've got his full view.
Indeed,
Probably.
he's just so focused on Sire. That'll be enough arguments, or you'll be arrested with them. So, they proceed to go into the church and arrest everybody in there.
Nicholas is clearly not happy with this, but he can't do anything about it right now, so he just stands there
Right.
dealing with the best he can.
There's a lot of animosity between those different factions of your religion or whatever.
Sire whispers to Mistress, "We not kill these ones like the other one."
No.
Okay.
And I'd glance over to Lava. Yes, but an interesting they have such hate toward the church. Most of the people I know have done nothing to warrant such things.
Well, are we going to let them do this, or are we going to kill them?
I don't believe right now is the best idea to make a move on them. It pains me to say that, but it is the wisest course of action.
I think we can do more good by holding our action here for now. Truthfully, I don't think you guys will like to hear it, but Corvus might be our best bet right now.
I agree. He still has things to answer for, but perhaps he can begin his atonement by helping with this situation.
Alright, where are you guys heading next?
I don't know. I think before the party was talking about trying to reunite with Everald in character. I'm probably stubborn about that, but
Yeah.
out of character, I do agree with it. Although I'm surprised Ursa didn't have anything to say about my comment about Corvus.
You're surprised Ursa what?
Didn't have anything to say about my comment regarding Corvus.
What comment?
Apparently God took Ursa's hearing when he gave Cappy his sight.
Indeed.
I had said a few moments before that he was probably, I said, you probably won't like to hear it, but I think he might be our best bet right now, as he knows how to deal with these people, or at least used to know how to deal with these people.
Yeah, so he can stab us in the back again?
He hasn't had a chance to explain his actions.
Sire, confused. He didn't stab him back. He shot in me.
Figure of speech, buddy.
I don't know. I don't trust him.
Okay, what is your better solution right now?
Find Everald and go from there.
So the person actively lying to us, you trust?
Okay, then I guess we'll have to figure it out on our own.
Just pointing out, you're saying we should find him, but he was hiding something about Corvus, but you refuse to accept that we might have to try to build a bridge, build that bridge back up with Corvus. Maybe, of course, it's not going to go right to what it was, but do you know how to deal with these people?
Well, if you set anybody on fire, eventually they're gonna die.
What?
So you're going to burn down the town in order to kill these people?
No, I'm gonna burn them.
Yeah, because fire doesn't spread.
Okay, lightning.
Because lightning doesn't cause fire.
Not all the time, no. Have you not been here for the past how long when I've been shooting electricity at people?
I have seen it, but I really don't think that you're going to be able to just take care of all these people. We are literally in a town filled with them, with weaponry that you've probably never encountered before. We have no idea what kind of technology that they have. The only one who does, you refuse to talk to. If you want to go and sentence yourself to death trying to kill all these guys, you can go off and do that. But for me, number one is surviving. Corvus fucked up, but he didn't kill any of us.
Yeah, because we started shooting at him right after. That's probably why he didn't kill any of us.
Ursa, let's just put it aside for a minute, and we'll get to the bottom of it. We'll get it straightened out. And if it turns out Corvus needs killing, we'll kill him. But let's talk to him first. We got to find him.
I think
I don't
Everald...
see...
Go ahead.
You got angry at Everald and got in a huge fight because he lied to you, but I'm supposed to just be okay with the fact that Corvus fucking shot me?
I didn't say to just be okay with it. I said we should give him a chance to explain himself. And the fact that you're reacting like this might be exactly why he refuses to be honest.
And that, that goes for you too, Talawa. Give Everald a chance to explain.
Yeah, I get it. I get it. But I think that the reason he's not being honest now is because he knows that everybody's got their fucking panties in a twist. I bet he'll tell us what he knows if you guys can all calm your shit down. And I can calm my shit down if I know he's going to be honest with me.
Hi, I was just calling regarding my order.
And then crickets.
So Everald know where Corvus is?
I know he... Go ahead.
We think he does, sire. We know he lied about how many times he saw Corvus, but we're not 100% sure he knows exactly where Corvus is. Right now, we're just guessing. We find Everald and we'll find Corvus.
Go to bar. I found you in bar. Maybe them in bar.
Well,
Maybe.
it's as good a place to think as or start as any.
So you guys are heading to the bar?
Yeah, I agree with him. Good a place to start as any.
Alright, next map change.
That's great.
Thank you for sticking that song in my head. Man.
Where everybody knows your name.
I still think that when we do see him, and if we decide to let him back in, we should keep a very tight probation on him.
We'll discuss it if and when we find him.
So, you make it to the intersection between the dueling taverns.
Oh, Zach's here.
Do I have a Zach on the map?
Yeah, you do. It's okay.
Back.
What's up?
Must be back in the main map. I'm actually a chance to the top of a building.
Well, which one do we check first?
Well, what are we checking them for? Probably upstairs when it was mentioned.
We are looking for Everald.
Well, not sure. I don't know him well enough to know where he would hang out mainly. You might, but I don't know.
Oh my god. We're gonna go to this. I'm gonna enter this bar. And I hope people keep up with me.
Sure enough.
Well, Sire has to, because I've got the rope.
Well, yeah.
Got them by the balls, their minds will follow.
So, enter the tavern, guys.
Alright, I'm gonna walk in and take a look around for him. Do I need to, like, perception this, or...?
I hold the door.
No.
Okay, well, I see Everald over there. Does Corvus look like Corvus?
No, he still looks like Jack.
Jake, right? Or is it Jack?
Jake, you're right, it was
I
Jake.
thought it was Jack.
I thought it was Jack.
Laser is an optical.
It says Jake in the chat. Whatever, it's Jake now.
Let's see the mouse.
Whoa, what is that?
Just let's see.
No. Go away.
Who are you talking
So I'm gonna stomp over to Everald.
about? Oh. If it's a laser
You gonna
mouse,
talk to me now?
it's not going to work right on the pillow. It needs a solid contact surface to maintain the connection to actually move.
Jake is nonchalantly staring into his drink.
I'll keep up with Talao just to keep an eye on shit.
Are you talking to me?
Yes.
The tension is palpable.
Why is there an echo?
That's
I'm
what I'm
not
trying to
getting
think.
one.
I think they're having some issues.
No, it should be fixed now.
Cool.
So, alright. Everald asked you if you're going to speak to him.
Well, I'm here, aren't I?
Your attitude doesn't leave much to be believed.
I can be not happy with you and still be willing to talk with you.
Your choice.
Look, I'm mad because I think we need Corvus's help to figure all this shit out. I think that he should, explain himself. And I think you can help us with that, and you're not saying something.
I figure he values his privacy as much as I'd value mine in this situation.
Well, even if it was like, you can't help, but you'll be a go-between or something. Or like, you can't tell us, but you'll be a go-between or something. Like, all of us just wandering around, not talking to each other, isn't getting anything.
I agree. What will happen if you know where he is?
Ask the others. I've said multiple times that I think he at least should get a chance to explain himself. And that I think we need his help if we're going to do any kind of damage control. He's the only one who understands these people.
I agree with that.
Others. Everald looks to the rest of you.
I agree with Talawa. So does Ursa, whether she knows it or not.
Is this true, Ursa?
I think that if he moves a hair out of line, I'm going to fucking kill him, but if he doesn't, then I won't.
Now, you see, I still see a threatening disposition.
Jake is directing his attention away from the group at this point.
So Sire looks at the other person with Everald. Him might not know. Him from Bar.
You met him when we were last talking, sire.
Since I can see
was
now,
in the
I'm going to take a look at him myself.
Perception.
Me? All right.
Nope.
Damn it.
You see a handsome yet disheveled young man.
All right. Let's give him a nod.
I nod back.
Everald turns back to his drink and takes a sip.
Wow, you're getting nowhere fast.
Hang on. Jake stares back into his drink and kind of looks up at the table, and he looks over at you guys. I don't know exactly what's going on between you and your friend, but I'm certain he didn't mean to do what he did. And if he did do it, or I don't know what he did, I'm certain he had his reasons.
Roll me a deception.
My character's... I made that purposely bad.
If he theoretically did shot you in the knee, of course, I don't know what he did, but if he theoretically did shoot you in the leg, I'm sure he had his reasons, whoever this guy might be.
You can try to perception him, Laura, or anyone else.
Alright, I'm gonna try it again.
I made that so bad, too. Alright.
Damn.
Oh my god.
Ha!
There you go. So, with all that ninja training that he was forced upon.
So, Nicholas and Ursa,
Eve?
the bad lie definitely does not get through, or does not get past your guys' keen senses. Everyone else is kind of like, who is this weird guy? What's up? And then they start noticing your faces, and they're like, oh.
I'm looking at them. Okay. I kind of cross my arms. Huh. Something
Ursa?
tells me. Something tells me I know you.
You can see the twinge of panic crawl across his face.
It's alright. I'm not very good at doing it either.
You just see, like, the rage spread across Ursa's face. She slams her hands down on the table and she's like, fucking explain yourself.
As she gets violent, Everil moves to grab his weapons.
Let's all calm down. We are
No!
dealing...
You shot me. You fucking explain yourself and your actions and why we should
Okay,
trust
as
you and what your
she's
good
yelling,
reasons are.
as she's yelling, I am muting her.
Roll it.
Yeah, like that's really gonna help.
Yeah, considering we're dealing with a bunch of guards and they seem to respond immediately to any type of...
Yeah.
Still gotta roll it.
If you mute Ursa, it is not going to turn out well for you.
I mean, you're yelling, but you don't hear anything.
So indeed, he silences her. So she's there yelling, and there's no longer words coming out that you guys hear?
Oh my god. How have we not done this sooner?
I did not expect that.
I'm going to move to start hitting him because Ursa is hot-tempered.
I'm gonna jump over to grab her.
I throw a glance at Talo as she says that, like, did not expect that.
To grab her, I believe that is going to be your might against her guard. You could try tripping her with agility.
Oh my god!
Can I try to do that after I fail to grab her?
I mean, she still gets to do her movements unless anyone else is trying to stop her.
Yeah, I'm trying to grab her.
I just moved over where Corvus is to...
Sire's gonna sweep up.
Speak
both
with him
women
while they're
in his
dealing with
arm.
her.
Sire's gonna do what?
Gonna just sweep both women into his arms. It's time for a nap.
No, it is not.
Well, Sire, that's still gonna require a might roll, which no one seems to be doing well with today.
What should I roll to swing on him?
Well, you have Sire interceding before that, so I need Sire to roll first. Sire going once.
No.
Nope, Sire does not succeed. So, to move up and start hitting him, then, you will need to roll either agility or might and move up.
Alright.
Starting to think maybe I need to step in.
Well,
It's getting crazy.
this shit's gonna roll downhill at this point.
Yeah.
So, she begins swinging at Corvus, who easily starts dodging the attacks.
I'm just putting my hands up as she's like trying to swing at me, and I'm still sitting in my seat, by the way.
You want me to shoot fire at you, dude? I'm trying to avoid that.
I don't think it'd be a good idea. But, you can't hear anything and you can't say anything, so, I realizing this, I put my finger towards my mouth, and then I disable it. You can hear now.
You're cutting out.
I said I put my finger towards my mouth, just to indicate, like, you know, quiet, and then I disable it so you can hear now.
Explain.
I would gladly do so. But I request that you keep yourself calm for the moment. I just want you to know I had the best of intention.
When you shot me,
Yes.
that's an oxymoron.
It was either I shoot you to disable you, or they shoot you to kill you. We had no idea if they had snipers, or artillery, or any other type of weaponry at hand, not to mention if we didn't know exactly their numbers. I wanted you safe.
Did you know
I'd rather
what was...
have had them shoot me than to have you turn your fucking back on me.
When you called them, Corvus, did you know this shit was gonna happen when they got there?
No.
Then you're naive.
What would you know?
Or perhaps the last time he was there, things were not like this. We don't know what's going on with his people.
Look,
I didn't know what the hell had happened to my family, but I still just didn't walk in and go, Dad, can I have help? When we went there. That's not a fucking excuse.
Corvus is just kind of like buried his head in his hand right now. I'm not trying to excuse what happened. Look, can we please go somewhere a little bit more private right now?
I think that would be a very good idea.
I know a good strip club.
Corvus just
Call
kind of
that private, huh?
Talk about an oxymoron. Have you ever seen a bad strip club?
Yes.
I have too, dude. It's not good. So I'm just going to quietly follow behind Emerald, and you can see I'm like fucking fidgety as all shit right now.
Alright, Everald begins leading you guys to the swamp's jewels.
Alright. I'd go with Priest and another strip joint. This should be interesting.
Yes, you can find more converts to whip you. It's a fun family event, you know?
Shit, I lost track where Emerald went.
He's
Yeah, me
moving
too.
everyone. He's just moving people right now, guys.
Okay, I was trying to keep up with my character.
Yeah.
Stop having to really move.
You see where that triangle is in the map? It's the bottom left of that.
Yeah, I see it now. Past some troopers that are standing there.
Just so I'm aware, how much time has passed since I've issued the order?
It's been about, I'd say, 10 hours now.
Okay.
Alright, so we arrive at the Swamp's Jewels. Everald heads inside.
I'll go inside.
I just keep glancing over my shoulder expecting someone to shoot me.
I hold the door open for Talawa.
I'd probably be keeping an eye on Ursa, make sure she doesn't do anything crazy.
Who is that standing outside the club?
That's a prostitute.
She is churning tricks.
All right.
Everald goes and takes a seat on one of the couches.
I'm looking around. Is this really the most private place you could find at short notice?
I sit
At
in the
least
corner.
we weren't yelling in the middle of it.
That's true. Let's just go. Okay.
Sire, you've never seen so many ladies wearing nothing at all.
Yeah, which is why I'm over in the corner.
He's freaking out, man.
Matt goes up to Sire. What's wrong, big guy?
They know wear clothes, and they similar to Talawa and Little One, and they don't wear.
A group of women come walking up, noticing acting shy there in the corner.
Oh, poor Sire.
Get fucked, mate. Literally.
Hello, ladies.
I haven't seen you two here before.
Well, there's a reason for that. We've never been here before.
Oh, then you should let us give you the full treatment.
You should start with my big red friend here.
Double entendre.
They all begin approaching him.
Sire shows the ropes around his wrist. Already property of Mistress.
Oh, you're into some kinky stuff.
Now I have to decide if I know what that means.
Don't worry, we'll show you all the ropes, big guy. They grab you by the fingers and start leading you away.
I kind of snicker a little bit, watch them lead Sire off.
Panicking.
Mistress say I have to stay in sight.
Oh, you'll be in sight, don't worry.
I'm sure he'll be fine.
I go over to Talawa. Would say to her quietly, I think Sires needs your help.
I don't know, this might be pretty entertaining.
They lead you over to the couch where a bunch of them are seated at the moment.
Do you lead me over to him, though?
They're
Yes.
trapping me.
I mean, you can technically see him. He's surrounded by women.
I forget, is this thing in the middle like a stage or just like a
That's a
rug?
rug.
Okay.
A sticky rug.
Ew.
That's one of the key features of the Swamp's Jewel strip club is this giant golden alligator rug.
Sire! I own you! What are you doing?
I stay inside of Mistress. You told me to not cause problem.
Oh, don't worry, we won't hurt him. If you want, you can join his dance.
No, thank you. Sire, you're coming with me.
Oh,
Relief.
but we're gonna miss you so much, big guy.
I obey the mistress like instantly.
Come here. I'm tired of walking.
I pick you up.
Bring me back to Everald.
Matt grumbles. Sometimes, Slawa, you're an absolute killjoy.
I do kind of wish Sire would have had his fun with them. That'd probably been quite amusing to see his reaction afterward.
You of all people saying that.
I may be a priest, but I still know a good bit of fun when I.
Oh my god, Cappy. You were the
Cappy,
worst priest ever.
We have learned
Hey.
that you got blinded and boiled because you were not a good priest.
Hey, he's an Irish Catholic priest. It's okay. That's completely acceptable behavior. All right, never mind.
What are you trying to fucking say?
Kyle, I'll fucking hit you.
Calm down.
Roll perceptions for me real quick, guys.
There we go.
So now Sire is distracted as he's carrying Talawa because he's like visually comparing her to the other ladies now.
Alright, so those of you who rolled above a 20, all notice one of the dancers from over where Sire was go up and start talking to the bartender pointing over towards our booth.
We might have a problem here. One of the strippers is saying something to a bartender and pointing this way.
I lean over to Elvero. I whisper in his ear. I'm like this close from just disappearing.
I mean, you could. Everald tosses some coin to the girl at their area. Give us some privacy. She takes the money and goes off.
We'll deal with the trouble if it approaches. She may just be bitching.
Hopefully.
She took my red pogo stick away.
So we're sitting here. Everald looks over at Talala.
I didn't know you were Everald.
Oh yeah, my bad. No, see, it's the schizophrenia thing you're talking about. Sorry, you kicking in. All right. Corvus looks over at Talala and just kind of like waiting.
Well, do you want to maybe dive into what happened? Why you shot young adults and why you called those people here without telling anybody? Or I don't know if you know what the fuck is going on with them.
Um, well, as I was saying earlier, I shot Ursa in order to protect her. I didn't know how things were going down, and everyone was already ready to go. I wasn't expecting that kind of reception. Things have changed since I left. This isn't usually the procedure.
You still could have talked to somebody. And I'm still really struggling with the whole shooting to protect.
Okay. Let me ask you. When you have literally seconds to make a decision, and that decision could ultimately decide who lives and dies, are you going to go with the quickest decision or the best decision?
I mean, my quickest decision isn't shooting people that I've spent significant amounts of time with.
True. However, I didn't know how they were going to react, and I felt if I fired first, they would have calmed down, and they're about ready to put down their weapons if you were all paying attention before you decided to continue the charge.
You have to consider it from our perspective. You called those people there without talking to anybody around you. We had no idea what to expect. They charged in, ready to disarm us, and who knows what following that. And then you shot one of us.
Fine, I accept that. Look, I called them because I was expecting to receive aid. We had access to... You were there for that. I have access to life-saving research, and we could have gotten assistance with dealing with the Wraith Lord problem. I wasn't going to let that go. There could have been a chance that we didn't walk away from that, and then people would have died unnecessarily.
People did die unnecessarily, and we might have avoided it if you had talked to anybody. Can you really say that those people that you called there didn't die unnecessarily? That if we had known there was a chance that they'd show up like that, if we had understood that you were shooting Ursa in some weird attempt to try to convince them to stand down?
I was stressed. I didn't know what was going on.
I get that, but you've got to talk to us about stuff. You can't just put us in jeopardy. And I know you thought they were going to come to help, but even so, think about all the things that all of us have been through, all the different backgrounds we come from. Do you really think that we necessarily just trust random people coming up? I mean, you changed the story slightly, and it could have still come out that way. What if you weren't there when they showed up? You know, what if fucking Mac was outside, shoving coke up his nose and just fires off shots, not realizing who they are? It doesn't make sense for you to not talk to us, especially as long as you've known us. Shit, as much as you and I have talked. You can't even drop one little hint?
Mac looks up, pulls his nose out of his little baggie and goes, I'm not that bad.
You're bad enough that the example serves.
Oh, man.
Well, I do know one of the reasons he called them did have to do with the strange experience that occurred when I was initially stricken blind. I think that rattled his sense of his logic sense. I don't think the actual processing what happened he couldn't logically explain it, and it was kind of fucking with his brain. I think that was one of the reasons he was calling for help.
I can
Explain
understand
that.
why he called for help. That's not the point that I'm hung up on now. The point that I'm hung up on is how many conversations have I had with you, Corvus, about talking to people, about asking permission for things, about not putting people in situations where they won't know what's going on or they might feel uncomfortable.
I said I would be bringing help. I didn't say when, though. Is that the
You didn't say when, what kind of help. You didn't tell us people would be showing up on our doorstep. For all I knew, you were going to concoct some new thing in your lab. You make robots and shit. I don't know. Maybe you were going to make some healing robots.
I can't make a person. Not yet, anyways.
I'd be honestly impressed if you did do something like that, Corvus.
Ursa is checking out strippers angrily.
Corvus' friends no like Sire.
What's? Wait, what? Oh yeah. As you say that, I look up. I look over at you, and you can just see me like glaring.
You're glaring at me?
Yes.
Okay.
If it wasn't for you acting like a freaking Neanderthal, maybe we wouldn't be dealing with this issue.
And if you had realized the strengths and weaknesses of your party, maybe he wouldn't have been put into a situation where you should have known he'd lose control. There's more than one person at fault here. I'll give you that much. But you seem to have a whole lot of excuses.
I'm not making excuses for my mistakes.
I think the other fact is those fools came in shooting. That doesn't set a good example of, oh, we're coming to talk. Yeah, no.
They didn't come in shooting.
No,
Yeah,
they
shot the tires out
did.
First.
Yeah.
Yeah, they shot the damn tires out of the rig. Yeah,
Right.
they came in shooting.
Sure, but they're not shooting at us.
That's true. It's just, but they did open with hostilities, and technically that's not something that. Well, I'll do that. So, yes, you're right. They did shoot out the tires. That was unnecessary hostility. I don't know what's changed since I left. This isn't part of the standard operation. Usually you establish friendly relations with them, and then you try to get them to adhere to the way of life of New Babel. This is a hostile takeover. There's no way around this. And this is not what I fought for. This is not what I represent. And you could just see that he's starting to kind of trail off in his own head, but he's like closing his mouth.
Well, clearly somebody back where you come from in New Babel has a different vision for the world.
Corvus, you told me you knew the person who issued these orders. Well, didn't know them, but you had the information of who they were.
Yes.
What were their numbers?
Hold up. I know you've written down. I didn't write them down. Where? Oh yeah. M8678K9H5. He was someone who was lower in rank in the military branch. Well,
I know those numbers.
why would you know? Those are things that are closely guarded.
Because my mother has spoken with a gentleman like that. Went by those numbers, had some secret mission down in Russia, took a town down quite like this, only completely burned it to the ground. Last thing I did for my mother was examine that before I was tired of what was going on, because she invited him into her home. and proceeded to make plans.
You see him kind of taken aback.
And now, can you see some benefits to sometimes talking to the people around you?
I just found this out.
Yeah, because you didn't talk to us before those people showed up.
You never bothered to ask us anything.
I didn't know about M867. I found out after you put the commander over there down.
Sure, but if you had said, hey, I'm going to call, people from the place that I come from to come out here because I think that's a good idea. And then, Everald might have been like, hey, I've heard this was involved in this crazy story. Do you think there's a chance that, they'll come here and, burn everything to the ground?
All right. Knowing who I am, do you think that I, at that point, would have believed that? Do you not think that I would only think that he has any credit to what he's saying because I'm actually looking at the bodies right now?
I think that says more about you than any of us.
Fine. That's not the point.
It is the point.
The point is
that you refuse to trust us, believe in us. You think you're so fucking superior to us, that the place you come from is so superior to everything out here because of your stupid fucking technology. But look around! Who's the fucking monster?
Sire, not monster.
I know.
By the way, I like to point out there's no one superior than God.
Shut up.
Thanks, priest.
Excuse me, my girls are telling me you didn't pay them for a dance, and now you're sitting here making a ruckus in my establishment?
I'm sorry, honey. Is it alright if I get back to you in a little bit? We're just having a bit.
Roll a deception.
Yep,
Oh,
knew that was
God.
going to happen.
I'm afraid I'm gonna need you to pay me for that dance.
I see. And what's the cost?
That's going to be 12,000 coin.
Holy shit. What?
That's a wealth
What
level.
the hell?
That's a wealth level 1, guys.
That's a lot of coin. The inflation has really gotten bad.
Will it also buy us some privacy for a time and allow us to get a bit rowdy if we'd like? We won't cause any damage or anything like that. We sometimes talk a little bit loud and, don't realize.
Roll your persuasion.
We're very passionate people.
If you're willing to pay for the dance, we won't bother you.
Okay. I greatly appreciate that. And she'll hand over the money while staring angrily at Sire.
She takes the money
at
and goes
me?
back to the bar.
Yeah, you're the one who walked off with all the fucking strippers.
Sire cowers.
Yeah, well, you were supposed to cower right at my feet.
Thank God he's not narking me out.
God damn.
And she whirls back to stare at Corvus.
Look, I told you. I didn't mean for any of this to happen. I had the best of intentions. Things have obviously changed, and there are severe consequences for the decision. I acknowledge that. Look, As far as we know right now, those who are still here are safe. Before they started gathering information, I will try to figure out a course of action in the meantime. So unless you have any more pressing questions, I would suggest not attacking my character more than you have.
I call him as I see him. You might have your reasons for what you did, but you also haven't done anything to make anybody believe that you consider us anything. You shot one of us and you haven't said one word
I
to her.
get out of my seat at this point, and I like walk up to her and I put my finger on like
Hold up.
right on her shoulder. All right.
Ursa is staring at this stripper. She looks transfixed. Like Ursa's just now realizing her sexuality. She's been so busy training for her entire life that she just never had time for anything. But the gayness is swelling within her.
Okay. Okay. I guess back to where we were at. Sorry, that took the whole piss out of the situation. Give me a sec. All right. So, fuck. I go up to her and I like put my finger on like her shoulder.
Get your fucking hands off me.
Not you. You're standing in the corner
Oh,
opposite from
sorry.
us.
With a stripper dancing on you.
Yeah. I didn't mean to have her harmed. I did it to protect her. I didn't know what else to do.
Are you incapable of apologizing to a person? Are you incapable of taking any kind of fucking accountability for things? How do you think she must feel? She just lost her whole family, and then the little bit of like something close to a family, some sort of group that she can belong to, as far as she can see, betrayed her, hurt her.
All of you roll a perception.
Did you say all of us?
Yep.
Yeah. It's not a very hard one.
Well, she already, yeah.
I'm sorry, what?
Perception.
You don't need to roll one, Rose. You're well aware of what's happening.
Alright, can I try to pick up bitches in the bar soon?
Well, like I said, there's a stripper already dancing on you, the one you've been staring at.
Can I try to seduce her?
In a moment, yes.
Oh god. So I guess as we're getting heated, we look over and see her like googly-eyed over some strip.
Yeah, she looks like she's having a good time.
I look over at Ursa. I look back at Chihuahua. I look back at Ursa. I look back at Chihuahua. I'm like, I just kind of shrug my shoulders at this point, and I'm like, I give up, and I go flop back into my seat.
Just because she's having a momentary just because she's momentarily happy because apparently she's discovering her sexuality doesn't mean that she don't owe her or anybody else something. How are we even supposed to trust you?
I don't expect you to. I wouldn't trust me.
So
I
that's
know.
just it. You're just gonna sit here and mope rather than trying to like fix anything or even, fucking.
Talawa, he did explain that he has his spy bots out.
Okay. That doesn't let her know that he's sorry that he hurt her. If he even is, because I think that you're actually convinced that you made the right choice, that you shouldn't have done anything better.
Well, You know, I've been told that I have attentional issues, but I didn't exactly say I made the right choice. I said I made the quickest choice.
And you don't care that any of us feel betrayed.
I do. If I didn't, I wouldn't be talking here. You know as well as anyone else here I could disappear in a moment's notice.
Apparently you can do all kinds of things, but an apology, whew, or talking to people, communicating, whew, too much.
I said sorry.
I did not hear a sorry. It
Yeah, I
might have
don't
been
think
when
you
I
did,
stepped
bud.
away, but I have not heard you say anything like, yeah, I fucked up. I'm sorry, guys.
I said I didn't intend for this to happen.
This is not an apology.
Nice try.
Holy fucking shit. You are the worst at this.
This is his rationale. This isn't me, okay? Let's get that straight.
Okay. I'm talking to him.
Oh, okay. I thought you were assuming that was my rationale. Alright. So I'm just kind of
Guilty
looking.
conscience?
I'm just kind of looking at you
Right?
like. No, I'm just kind of looking at you like I don't even know what the fuck you're like complaining about right now.
Nobody else. Like, I'm the only one here who has anything to say. Feels any bit of like anger or resentment about this.
Talala with feet pretty.
Well,
God damn it, Sire. You're useless.
at this point, there's no sense in being angry. There's far too much going on to be angry right now.
While you
Maybe
guys
later
are
we'll be
all
pissed
sitting
off
here
at him.
arguing, Ursa disappears.
Wonderful.
You go, girl.
Do any of us notice?
You can roll a perception if you really want to notice.
Nah, I'm
I
good.
would want to notice.
Pervy bitch.
Alright, well, the three of you notice the stripper lead her to the upstairs room.
Mistress.
Yeah, I saw it.
Expensive ladies taking little ones.
Well, that was unexpected.
Hey, whatever. Let her blow off some steam. Maybe she'll be cooler head.
No understand. Dance over on couch.
Yeah, they're gonna go do more than dance, bud.
Yeah.
Okay, I know what you're talking about.
Corvus is like, yeah, the sex. They're gonna do the sex things.
Exactly. I don't say it like that though.
Corvus.
I don't know, I think you should say it
You
like
know
that.
in The Office when they're talking about like gay sex that one time and they're like, whose penis is gonna open up to accept the others? That's you. That's you right now.
Totally.
Wow.
No way.
Sure. Anyway. So back to the,
Corvus.
That
Yeah.
visual is just
Well-
disturbing as hell.
While you were hidden, so to speak, did you learn anything going on around here that we haven't already discovered?
as you say that, you see me put my finger behind my ear and press down, and I pull out a small little like cartridge or whatever.
Okay, what is that?
Because you people don't seem to pay attention to these things, I got rid of the recording device on the commander.
That's handy.
I reviewed a little bit of the information on it. Like I said before, this is the reason why I was able to find out who the current OO is over this operation. It's also given me some insight as to how things have changed regarding usual operations.
Yeah, clearly they've all gone gung-ho on burn shit down and conquer. They've quite the people there, Corvus.
He's just kind of looking at you. Like, he's not saying anything. Just, you can tell that he's silently judging you.
Alright.
Anyway. He puts the disc back into his ear. I'm going to continue to review this to see if there's any more information that I can get. And as I have informed you, I'm already currently gathering information elsewhere. In about 14 hours, I should receive an update. At which point, we can decide what to do from then.
Alright. After a moment, all of a sudden you think let's kind of go quiet a moment and kind of look back at Corvus. Corvus, do you recall that one town we found with the very impressive medical facilities? The one that I blessed all around the outskirts?
I'm looking at you at this point, and I'm just shaking my head no right now. But I'm conveying to you that I know what you're talking about, but I'm saying be hush hush right now.
Okay. I'll nod and go quiet for a moment.
Yes,
Yeah,
what?
I'm worried about it.
I'm more so than you.
Yeah, I have a feeling I know why, and that's probably the same thing I happen to think myself.
He's a good doctor. But I'm mostly worried about the ecology of the potential cure.
I mean, how they would use it? Yeah, that was what I was thinking, actually.
I'm worried that they just might mishandle things and lose that information for it.
That's a possibility, but knowing you the way I do, if they're anything like you, they won't mishandle it. They'll keep it for themselves and not share it.
If that was the case, then they would have started shooting. Anyways, I know what everyone's trying to say.
Which is why I think it's imperative. This city's big enough that it would be a place where their commanding force would be. Like I said, Corvus, if we could take out the head, and then you could impersonate and call them out.
It's actually not a bad idea.
Impersonating an officer is a serious offense.
But you'd much rather them continue what they're doing?
No, I'd much rather try to get them out some other means. I have to go. Like it or not, without them, the cure to the radiation problem is likely never going to come to fruition. I'd like not to burn more bridges than necessary.
The doctor already has the cure.
Not.
Or you don't my understanding anyway.
I as you say that, I just sigh audibly.
You already do sigh audibly every other second. You're like,
yep.
Corvus, how else do you expect to call these troops back? You have no authority over them.
Corvus, could you challenge their commander for leadership?
It doesn't work like that.
Well, then the only other option is what we've been suggesting, or what Everill's suggesting, is impersonate the commander.
You can see that he's just like kind of slowly losing his shit right now.
You have to understand, Corvus. It appears I don't know how it used to be with you and them, but clearly they are not like that anymore. They do things far differently than you remember.
You need to
Is there a
forget
reason
how
for
it
it?
used to be.
Yeah. Your people are different now. Obviously, and I mean no disrespect, some or all have lost their fucking minds.
As he's sitting there, his legs are kind of like bouncing up and down, and he looks like he's nerved out.
Calm down, Corvus. Worst comes to worst, you can turn me in order to bargain for your freedom. If they really are working with my mother, I'm a fine bargaining chip.
I can't understand why they would work with.
She can be very persuasive.
500 years of tradition just flushed down the toilet. For what?
They ran into many thousands of years of tradition.
As you say this, you can just see like kind of this like querying look crawl across his face.
Yeah, Nicholas will probably be a little curious about that statement as well.
Do you know how long a vampire lives? If you don't, drive a stake through its heart and throw it in the sun.
Shakes his head.
Ageless. Immortality is a thing.
Wow.
You
Even
honestly
I
didn't know that.
have existed for about 100 years now, and I'm not full-blooded.
Max said, Mac, did you orient that towards?
Towards you and the priest.
I look over at Mac when he's saying that. It's just, the supernatural is not exactly my area of expertise.
Okay, well, I'm intimately familiar with the suckheads and their method.
You'll be a great help then if we end up having to deal with them.
How is it that you're so familiar with them then?
Well, I'm ashamed to admit it, but my family is, well, I told you they're wealthy. I don't guess I ever really explained how they kept their wealth. They when the change came, they decided to side with the monsters.
Culver just kind of looks at you for a second and then just kind of shakes his head.
I'm sorry for your loss, Mac. Must have been tough.
You have no idea.
Look, now that we've had all this happy-go-lucky airing of grievance, there's still some time before they'll finish their information collection. So, I'm going to go make myself useful elsewhere. I suggest you all do the same.
What are you planning? This is what we were talking about, Corvus. You need to talk to us. You don't just say, "Oh, I'm going to make myself useful," and disappear.
Just going to see how much more information I can gather regarding the supply routes. Any other people who might be involved in the chain of command, why they might be taking the actions that they are taking, and what the soldiers' current understanding of the situation is.
Well, if
See,
indeed,
it wasn't so hard.
if indeed they're in bed with vampires, as this conversation may have seemed, maybe they're gathering people for food for their vampire allies or something.
Naboo would have said something.
Unless he's not aware of the higher ups' intention.
Something as simple as feeding would not be the reason for this. It causes disarray and disorder.
Yeah, that's true.
I nod my head in agreement.
And if the forces among New Babel are divided, it's much easier to infiltrate it as well. And trust me, I'm sure there is a divide.
I'm just kind of like watching you, trying to figure out what you're saying exactly. Or implying, not saying.
The gentleman whom my mother spoke with, the numbers you said, was very, very hungry for something more.
More?
Well, you already said yourself how he's moved up.
I wouldn't have just expected them to take. Still, you could tell you could tell he kind of changed the topic a little bit.
Either way, we have an immediate problem.
Mm-hmm.
And even before we could even think about trying to figure out what's going on in New Babel,
We need to handle what's going.
we need to handle this, and we need to handle the Wraith King.
Correct.
Yeah, you guys haven't told me yet why he's after you in the first place.
The Wraith King?
Yeah.
He's not after anyone in particular.
Well, to be fair, he's probably after us now. We've only taken how many of his forts now? 3?
Fair.
Yeah, good point.
But to start out with, what happened is that I, Talawa, and a couple of other stalkers who were with us at that time were in the town of New Baton Rouge. There was a problem with children disappearing. So we took a look into it, and we took care of the problem. Turned out, the Wraith King was behind that racket, and sent in more troops. We handled that situation as well, and then began moving on the offensive. That's when we ran into good old Corvus here.
So you didn't start out with them, Corvus.
Oh, that's a great story. He fell into the swamp. It was hilarious.
So malfunction.
And these things happen in the swamp, and just kind of a messy place to try to move around in tech anyway.
Oh yeah, Nicholas was with us for that. I had forgotten.
I was indeed. It still saddens me that that we're not able to save the children. Quite a bad time.
In the meantime, I suppose we should start gathering information and make a decision after. No?
That's a good plan.
Alright, Corvus gets out of his seat and he starts walking towards the door, but he kind of glances back and just kind of just shrugs and just keeps walking forward.
Alright. So, about an hour passes and Ursa finally comes back down.
Her hair's all fucked up, but she looks pretty happy right now.
Oh yeah, where'd you go?
Nowhere.
Her go upstairs with woman.
Oh.
You
Oh.
hear that from the floor.
Ursa pulls her gloves back on.
Hey. You gave her the shocker?
What?
That's how you know she's much younger than us.
It works on so many levels.
Man,
Wow.
I told you, one day Ursa is going to learn how to control the electrical impulses and nerves. And she is gonna use that to her favor.
Wow. I'm gonna leave that one alone too.
Mm-hmm. So you came back. Corvus is gone, but everyone else is still there.
Yep, they were waiting for her as far as I know.
Yeah, I wouldn't have left without her.
Yeah.
Definitely. She is last heir.
Yeah, Ursa comes back down and puts her gloves back on and casually slides into the booth.
Well then. I believe I am going to go relax at the tavern until it's time to move.
That sounds like a plan.
Is Sire still down at Talawa's feet?
That's where she told me to be.
Alright. So then fast forward about 14 hours.
Okay.
How many robots do you have again, Corvus?
5.
4 return to you. You notice
Oh.
that Bravo is missing.
Oh no. Alright, so I'm guessing I'm somewhere kind of away, right?
Yep, you are.
Status report.
Alpha speaks up. Sir, report goes as such. Currently, 200 people captured.
Mm-hmm.
50 of them scheduled for death tomorrow.
Execution?
Yes, sir. Also, I managed to retrieve data from Bravo's memory banks. Unfortunately, Bravo did not survive.
Sorry, you cut out. Bravo did not what?
Did not survive.
What happened to Bravo?
Attacked by massive weaponry. He did find the commander, though.
What weaponry?
Alpha is not familiar with this weapon, but it clearly gave an incredible energy discharge.
Was it magnetic?
Damage does not indicate, nor does footage that Alpha took.
You mentioned the commander. Where is he located now?
It gives you the location.
Okay, just so I'm aware. Where is it exactly?
It's in the upper district map, that building that's surrounded by the fences.
And is it the M867 or whatever his name?
No.
Okay, so it's someone below.
Yep.
Got it.
But he is in charge of the troops that have been sent out.
Okay.
And the numbers they give you are K5 GH1 11U8.
K5JH111U. Correct?
I'll type it for you.
There's an 8 at the end from what you typed there.
As he gives me the numbers, what's his acquired name?
Samson.
Samson?
Yes.
Okay.
And you have heard of him. He is a very decorated troop.
Would I know with whom and what were his accomplishments?
He was part of that Scorch and Burn team that you know exists. He is probably he has survived the most battles and brought the most victory for that unit.
So he's an infiltrator.
Yep.
This will make things interesting.
And if you want, you may roll a learning for me to see if you know one more thing.
Okay. Fuck.
Alright, so you can't really recall, but you do recall that he is known for his use of heavy weaponry, though you know little about the weaponry.
Would I at least know that does he use any of the platforms that I've created, or does he use a competitor?
He does not use any of the platforms you use.
Okay.
He is not so much a builder as he's a weapons expert.
I know. It's just I was wondering if I would have known him because he uses my shit. All right.
And at that, this is a good place to call it.
Okay.
Everyone gain 2 legend points.
Yeet.
We are the Story Speakers Guild, bringing you roleplay entertainment. We hope you enjoyed your time here tonight.
Stay tuned for epic intrigue and more fuck-ups.
Fuck bitches get money.
We're definitely doing well at the fuck bitches part.
Well, at least one of us is.
I'm a giver.
Depends on your interpretation of a bitch. But alright, good night.